What's good, everybody? It's Moneyxo back with another tutorial finally. I know it's been about a year since I've done one. I think I've done like one tutorial this year, but with that being said, I'm back with this tutorial here. It's been worth it because it's been worth the wait because I've got like so much new source and so much new things to show you guys that I've learned over the past year. So these loops are going to be in my new loop kit, which is going to be dropping about maybe a couple of days after I drop this or something like that, maybe a week, probably a couple of days though. So if you guys want this, stick around to the next video. That should be the loop kit, and then after this I'm going to be dropping a hyperpop tutorial, maybe even the serum bank, but we'll see. Yeah, so let's get straight into it. I'm going to play this loop right here. I'll break it down for you guys. I'll show you what I did and everything. So yeah, that's the loop there. I'm gonna start off with the piano. You can see it's just a simple that. I would recommend for everyone looking to make these kind of loops to get a sustain pedal, because it's much easier to make up loops and all that when you can have time to think about what you're going to play next. So for example, I'm not even holding the keys down right now. I'm holding down a sustain pedal. I'm going to lift it. And this is what it sounds like without the sustain. Sounds much better with the sustain, and it's much easier to think while you're playing. But for the chord progression, so basically what I did was I just did the just did that, and then I changed it up here. And yeah, a useful tip for you guys would be to use the blues scaled for the top line. So just whatever key you're in, you can look up the blues scale for that key. And you can just like improvise on it. See, it's much easier when you have like a key scale to improvise in, rather than just improvise on random notes. But yeah, and then this top line here. So what I did, I added the third right there, just to make it sound a bit more full. Yeah, it just makes it sound nicer. Yeah. If you guys wondering how I learnt all these like licks and that, I listen to a lot of you can literally just listen to other people's loops and copy the lick, licks, as bad as that sounds, but that's literally, but you can translate them into your own loops, so it's not really stealing, but it's not stealing at all actually. It's because those aren't, the licks aren't copyrighted. Like, that's probably been played in like so many different places. Like it's crazy, but you know, you can't really think of anything that unique that hasn't been used before, that you know for a fact hasn't been used. So you're really copying every time you make a loop using this chord progression here, but you're not really copying it because it's really, I've made it my own. And if you make it your own, then that's fine. Like, it's like, the problem is when you're actually just straight up copying, like you're using the stems of someone else's loop, using the vocals of someone else's loop, and you're just like stealing the idea. But if you make your own idea and you put a lick that you've heard someone else use on top of it, then that's still your idea. If that makes any sense. So yeah, and I prefer to keep my top line simple, like you can hear people like going crazy and all that, and it just doesn't really sound that good. So yeah, it's an aeroplane. I don't know if you guys can hear that. It's crazy. Anyway, yeah, so just don't go crazy on the top line. I mean, you can if you want, but for these type of loops, just keep it simple. A lot of people ask why I use the drum loop. It's so I can make sure that everything's like in time. Because sometimes I'll be using loops and like there'd be some like out of place notes, so that'd be landing here. So hold on, let me get a good example. So that just doesn't sound right, but and then the rim comes in late and the hi-hat pattern's messed up, and then it all just crumbles. So then I can't use the loop, so I use these to not only like keep myself in check, but like to give a reference to other drummers that are out there that, like, I don't know, want inspiration or something, and how the drums should sound, how the drums I want should sound on there. Basically, it's the same hi-hat pattern for everything, but yeah. Like, cause some people put in like really complicated hi-hat patterns and just stuff doesn't sound good, so I'm just trying to give people a reference here. All the stems are here anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Now, people asking about the piano, what I do for the piano. I actually have, usually have these both on lock, like this. So they both play at the same time. I got, Noah Felt with that preset. Keyscape with the melodic preset. Yeah, and that's for the piano, and then you just gotta turn it a bit up and cut the bass out, otherwise it'll sound muddy, but yeah. Like that. So yeah, that's for the piano. And for, what should I do next? Might do the bass. Sounds too bright with the EQ not on, so I put the EQ on. I use this one. A lot of people use it. Fat preset. Yeah. Yeah. Here's the guitar stuff. I'm not gonna go too much into detail. But yeah, these are the plugins that I use for the guitar. I can't go. I use a Strat. I don't want to give way too much detail on the guitar because I spent ages and I spent so much money just trying to figure all that out. So I'm helping you guys here by giving you guys the different effects that I use. I spent hours trying to find good combinations here, and like, why not that? But you know, why not just have this like that? And just trying to figure out the different levels in that, just to make it sound all good. And then this is just, I don't even know how I came across it. I use the format shift so it doesn't sound like a chipmunk. You can normalize it too, and then what it sounded like, something like, except with the reverb, but now it sounds like, it just sounds a lot more open and not as chipmunky. And then just drown it in reverb basically. I got auto-tune here. And then just cut out the highs and lows. Free love filter on the simple low pass, put it across here a bit. And that's toosii. Make sure to record your vocals on a different channel. Yeah, that's basically it. And then I added this little accent from Analog Lab. Just make things a bit more interesting. And what I usually do is I go to arcade, and I don't use the chopped. I'm not that basic, but either distant voices. I use that like once every 3 years. And then what really be the source is Aura. A whole bunch of good stuff in here for these sort of melodies. Like you could even have that as like just some background thing. But I didn't do that in this one. I did that in a lot of other ones though. That's the first loop. Hope you guys learned something from that one. Let's move on to the next one. Here's the second loop. This one's going to be in my Lost Child Deluxe pack as well. I'll play it for you guys now. And yeah, there you go. That's that loop. You can hear the usual things I do on the piano.
Moneyxo, let's get it.
And all licks I learnt from just listening to loops and other people's loops, and yeah. You can see it that I like doing this. That. I don't know why I do that. It just sounds good, but you guys can take that for inspiration if you want. Yeah, for the vocals, since it was an a cappella, I did something different on these. With the effect rack, cut out these. It's sort of like a believe me sort of thing.
Let that shit ride, 88.
Like that sort of mixing preset. Whoops. And then the guitar, same thing. You can literally just make your own preset and have, yeah, you can, it'll speed up your workflow, so you make your own preset. Maybe use the stuff I've told you. For the bass again. Always with the rhythm. You can just muck around with it and make sure to keep the velocities around the same. Otherwise, it'll be like there's like one note there that's, all the notes are the same, and then out of nowhere it's like this. And it just doesn't sound any good. So yeah, same thing again with this guitar. If you guys don't know, the guitar is that. Do that. Hang on, go here. And link to controller. And then just move your pitch wheel, and then it should work. At least for me it does. I'm not sure. And then for this, same preset as before. Same as that. Like that as well. Oh yeah, and I put the decay a bit up. So yeah, that is the second loop. I hope you guys enjoyed this pretty short tutorial, but I think I've packed a lot in here. So make sure to go get the new loop kit when it's out. Make some beats, send them back. I'll send them out for placements as always. But yeah, appreciate you guys. See you later.